This is Allie with the Perception Trainers, author of The Perception Diet, and today I have a little fun, interesting video for you. So this is the video about how your body is your #1 spirit guide. Okay, so first things first. Whether you believe in spirits, whether you believe in spirit guides, whether you believe in guides at all, blah, 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 that doesn't matter. You can use this video completely as a metaphor, or you can take it all the way to being completely literal, and it will work the same. So just to preface it with that if you're not into spirit guides or angels or any of this stuff, this video will still apply to you. You can take this as a metaphor for a new way to relate to your body, okay? Or you can take it totally literally as a new way to relate to your body. Either way, it will work for you, okay? So that's that first thing. Okay, so the body is an amazing vehicle. And again, it is so incredibly on your side, it's not even funny, okay? Your body is fully and completely designed to help carry you to your ultimate, most amazing, most ecstatic expression and experience here on the planet. And knowing too that your body is not here to hinder you from any kind of amazing experience. Your body is not trying to stop you, it's not trying to stop you up, it's not trying to steer you in a wrong direction, it's not trying to hurt you, and it's something that you can very, very, very much trust to do exactly what you need it to do for your highest evolution, okay? And the only thing that really needs to take place so that you can live that as a truth is, for most of us, a releasing of resistance that we have towards our bodies, right? A releasing of the mindsets and the conditioning and the fear-based stuff that says that our bodies are against us and that we need to subdue them and that we need to battle against them for the rest of our lives because they're constantly trying to be whatever, fat, sick, lazy, out of alignment, and that, yeah, we need to, wrangle them into submission. And that if we were to leave ourselves to, leave our bodies to our own devices, all we do is eat cookies and drink and watch TV all day, okay? So this is kind of the mindset that needs to be broken down, and that is essentially the main point of most of my videos. It's like 100 billion different ways of saying that your body's on your side, and that that as you come into alignment with that idea, life is going to become awesome for you, okay? So this idea that your body is actually your primary spirit guide is from this understanding that when we think about or talk about a spirit guide, usually what we're talking about is a being that has a higher perspective than you do, a higher vantage point than you do in your human 3D mind reality, that is able to help lead and guide you to the highest expression of yourself, to the highest possibilities of joy and freedom and expressions of your divinity than you may be able to get to from your lower perspective, right? And so if that is our definition of a spirit guide, right? It's a being that has a little bit of a higher perspective, that knows how to guide you towards the most ecstatic experience. I want you to start to think that your body has that, okay? So in quantum mechanics, quantum physics, in just normal biology at this point, we're starting to understand that the cells and tissues of your body have a consciousness, right? So there are stories that say that when someone receives a heart transplant, that they start to take on personality characteristics of the person they got that heart from. That when someone has an intestinal transplant, that person starts to take on the personality of the person that they got those organs from. We know that whenever we think a thought, this creates movement in the cells, right? That there is consciousness happening inside the physical body, right? That our cells are not just robotic animated or robotic things, they are actually consciously animated, right? And so this, I believe, is one of the greatest examples of the law of attraction that exists on the planet. And that is to say that every single one of your cells, which actually belongs to nature, right? So your body, when you die, is going to go back to the earth, right? And we understand that the earth has a consciousness. So why would the cells of your body not have a consciousness? Yeah? Okay. So your body and the cells of your body have a consciousness. And then there is the consciousness that is you. All right? And if we start to look at these two things as maybe being separate, as in, you know, of course we're all one. The ultimate truth is it's all one thing. There is no separation. But relatively speaking, there is a soul signature that is your soul. And there's a soul signature that is the cells of your body. And these two things are different. But you law of attracted yourself to the cells of your body in that they were going to have the same experience. They wanted to have the same journey. Okay, so again, if you need to suspend disbelief to have that, that's fine. But let's just think of it this way, right? That the consciousness of your body and your consciousness might not be the same consciousness, all right? And if that's the case, your body has an agenda and your mind has an agenda, or your soul has an agenda. And again, because your body is nature, right? It's always striving towards the highest expression of life. Unlike the human consciousness, or the whatever consciousness you want to believe that you are, that can be clouded and sabotage itself, or go towards death and have a death kind of experience, or many death kind of experiences, the body being nature is always striving towards life, right? So this is why we see that the body getting a disease is actually the body's way of trying to keep the body alive, right? It's a mutation, it's a reaction to a circumstance that is out of alignment with life. So, and then rather than dying, it makes an alteration, it makes an adjustment, it makes a mutation in order to allow life to keep going. So it may not be the most optimal life, but it's always striving towards that, right? And I've talked about this in many, many of my videos, that your body is constantly striving towards the highest evolution of itself, the highest level of life and vitality. And we are either supporting that with our consciousness and living in alignment with that and doing what is required for the body to have that experience, or we're not, right? But if we start to look at the body as though it is our primary spirit guide, right? It is the primary guide for our lives. It is the first and most important tactile, right here, right now guide for how to live in alignment with our highest truths, how to live in alignment with nature, how to live in alignment with life. All of a sudden, we don't have to have any kind of like esoteric experience to receive guidance, right? And we can start to receive the guidance of our body with a little bit less resistance, with this idea that it is nature and therefore always striving towards the highest degree of life, because that's what nature does, okay? Anything out in nature that is antithetical to life will get destroyed, because nature is interested in one thing, and that is evolution. It is interested in one thing, and that is growth. It is interested in one thing, and that is to support life. Okay? So if your body is part of that network, what does that tell you about the intention your body has? Right? And this idea of thinking of your body as being your primary spirit guide can be really helpful if you over-identify with your body. Right? So if you believe that you are your body, and you believe that your worth and your value and your self-esteem and your everything about you comes from what you look like, and comes from the body that you're in, and comes from you being well or not sick or da-da-da-da-da, this starting to just create a little bubble of like, okay, my consciousness and the consciousness of my cells are sharing a space right now, but they are not necessarily the same thing, right? This can help give you a little breathing room to be a little bit less resistant to whatever it is your body's doing right now, right? So if you start to think, okay, my body is not me, My body is my spirit guide. My body is my GPS vehicle that's helping me have this experience. All of a sudden, when it does things that we don't want it to do, or it doesn't look how we want it to look, or it's not quite as painful because we're not identifying with it so much as being us, as being me, as being you, right? And then you can start to say, okay, body, what are you trying to do? Where are you trying to lead me? Why are you doing this, right? And then again, as we start to see our body as our number one spirit guide, when it is ill, or when it is, you know, maybe it's retaining weight, or maybe it's swollen, or maybe it's inflamed, or right? It's saying, whoa, 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 there's something in your life that's now in my life that is out of alignment with the deal we had for our life path, right? And it's causing inflammation, it's causing stress, it's causing all this. And I don't like it, right? The body is not able to go on pretending that something is fine when it isn't. That's what's so amazing about the body. It is the barometer. It says, nope, out of alignment, right? Immediately, as you start to connect with your body, as you start to look at your body like your primary spirit guide, as you start to say, okay, body, when you're feeling discomfort, you're feeling pain, you're feeling inflammation, you're feeling like, you know, all of these things, what's going on, right? And this is how we start to use the body as the primary spirit guide. Because you don't need to go to a psychic to figure out if you feel bad inside your body. You just know that, right? And as you start to tune in and release resistance to those negative feelings you have inside your body, and it says or say, okay, what are you trying to tell me, spirit guide that is my body, the consciousness that is my body, the consciousness of my cells that is constantly striving towards the highest evolution, what do I need to do to adjust myself to support that life, right? This needs to be the question that you ask yourself anytime you feel any discomfort inside your body, right? Use your body as your primary spirit guide. It is a consciousness of its own that wants to have the highest, most amazing, profound experience on the planet, okay? And it knows how to do that. And every time we go out of alignment with that, it tells us there's a symptom, there's a mutation, vitality doesn't flow, energy doesn't flow. We feel bad inside of our bodies, and that is a sign from your spirit guide, that is your body, that something's gone out of alignment. And that's not something to be upset about with your body for. That's something to say, okay, thank you for telling me we've gone off track. How can we get back on track? What do you need? You see? And then you know what you need by trying different things and following what feels good inside your body. So you think, okay, I feel inflamed, I feel tired, I feel all these things. A nap feels good, so I'm going to take a nap. An apple feels good, so I'm going to eat an apple. A walk feels good, so I'm going to go for a walk. Talking with this person feels terrible. I'm not going to do that. You see what I'm saying? You start to use your body as your primary spirit guide, and all of a sudden, you just need physical sensation to let you know when you're on or off track. And this is how you start to guide yourself into the most ideal, expansive, amazing life experience that you can possibly have, using your primary spirit guide, which is your body. Okay? So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you. Find me on Facebook, Perception Trainers, Instagram, ally_Perception Trainers. Like, subscribe, do all that great stuff. Find me on Patreon down below. I'd love to have you. And I will see you in the next video. Mwah.